Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special sneak peek just for you, members of the League of Extraordinary Trainers. I would like you to meet one of my new best friends. This is the Surge, brought to you by Hedstrom Fitness, the makers of the BOSU balance trainer. This bad boy is awesome. This is what I've been kind of hinting and talking about for the last couple months and leading up to. I'm so excited to be able to introduce this to you guys coming up at Ideal World with Peter Twist. I've been working with Pete and Jay Dawes and the team at Hedstrom to help develop programming and all the fun stuff so you guys can get your hands on this tool and make it work for your clients and your athletes. It is awesome. So basically we have a tube, but our tube is filled with water. So why water? Water is awesome. We call it dynamic fluid resistance. Water is incredibly unpredictable and volatile. So when it starts to move and crash and flow, it doesn't ever go in the same way twice. So the amount of stability needed throughout exercises to control the movement of this water, whether it be purposefully crashing it or resisting it moving, it is such a high level demand to build a dynamic core for a living world. The inspiration behind this guy is that if you think about most things that we leverage, especially fitness tools, with our upper body, they're set. It's kind of a dead resistance, right? But in life, we have to deal with living resistance. Think of a child that you're holding in your arms and squirming and moving, and you're constantly having to shift to adjust to that movement. Think of being on the football field and blocking against the defensive end that's coming at you hard and being unpredictable, and you have to adjust to that. It's never the same pattern. It's never the same movement. So Hedstrom developed an amazing tool to help train for that real life, that living resistance that we need. So think of it as upper body instability. Water is such an amazing and unique tool to train with because it has great characteristics and properties, different than something like a sandbag. So sand, each one of those sand molecules and granules is doing its own thing independently. Whereas water sticks together. Water attracts other water. So when I fill this bad boy, all the water moves as one piece, as one unit, which takes that demand of the resistance up to that next level. So you're actually using a lot more than just the weight of the water because you have all the force and momentum and inertia of the implement going on. So it's an amazing tool. I can't wait to introduce this to you guys. You know, some simple stuff that we've been playing around and doing with it is just starting with some basic movements. Starting with something like a squat and holding and trying to resist the movement of that water as we drive through. I'm trying to keep it stable, and I can see how stable my core is through that movement. Or I can put it in a more challenging position where I can hold it in a rack, and now I'm going to add some jumps. Every time I land, that water is sloshing and I have to brace and making sure that core is stable so I can drive through my hips properly. The demands go through the roof. It's incredibly intense. We have some, the fun stuff that we can start to get to when we're starting to get really dynamic with some of these movements. We can even take some stepping and some crashes. And every time I step and drive, and bring that down, all that water crashes down and I have that intense core contraction in order to stabilize that. Talk about an amazing way to train posture and an athletic core and a dynamic upper body. So I cannot wait to introduce this to you. If you are not going to Ideal World yet, you need to get there. If you are going, make sure to check us out on Friday. I'm so honored to be presenting with Peter Twist and introduce this to you guys. I know you're going to love it. As Bruce Lee famously said, water can flow or water can crash. Be like water, my friends. See you in LA.